Hey everybody, Pastor Brendan Witten here with you once again. We're on day 11 of our 2020 Fast Forward. As you know, we've been gathering together. Really honored you're just joining with us on this journey. But we're seeking God and really just listening to God because we really felt like coming into this new year, this new decade, He wanted to speak to us about plans, purposes, destiny, calling. There's just so much that I believe He wants to say to us and is saying to us. We want to be people of holy ambition who are committed to the purposes of God in our generation. And so we're taking this time to listen to God. We're taking this time to seek Him and let Him speak to us regarding what He has for us. And so as every day, I've got another verse for you today just to build your faith up in God's plan for you. Build your faith in His purpose. Build your faith in His calling. And so we're actually going to move into today. We spent a little bit of time with Philippians, but today we're actually moving into a new section of the Word where we're going to go into 2 Timothy for a little bit. So I want to read to you today from 2 Timothy 4, verse 7. It's a real simple verse. It's actually one of my favorite verses. I've preached on it many times. But it's the Apostle Paul. He's writing to his spiritual son, Timothy. He has mentored him. He has been a spiritual father to him. And the Apostle Paul is at the end of his life. He knows his time is soon coming to go before the Lord. And he says here in verse 7, he says, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. And today, I want to just take some time to focus on that one statement he made there, I have fought the good fight. You know, when we're talking about destiny and purpose and calling, I want you to understand that one of the pictures of that is this fight that God has given us to fight. Now, we need to understand and we need to look at this fight properly. Because when Jesus went to the cross and when He rose again, He defeated Satan, He defeated all demonic powers, He made a show of them openly, and He gave us the victory. You and I have the victory in Him. That being said, though, the New Testament is still filled with verses and language that talk about a battle or a fight that we engage in. It talks about how we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers of wickedness in high places. It talks about, putting on the full armor of God. There is much language that deals with the fight, but we need to understand we are not fighting for the victory, but we are fighting from a place of victory. And our call is to stand firm. And so all that being said, though, there's still a fight. If you and I are going to be people who are going to walk in destiny and calling and purpose, we need to understand, we talked several days ago, the pressing into it. It's not just going to fall in our lap. It is not just going to happen. We are not just going to kind of spiritually be able to lay out on the couch and watch TV and just kind of sit by the pool, go through the motions. No, there is a fight that is going to happen. We still have an enemy who wants to oppose us. We still have challenges and battles that we are going to face. And so as we go on this journey of being people of destiny and purpose, of calling, people of holy ambition for the purposes of God and generation, we need to prepare ourselves to fight. We need to prepare ourselves to stand firm. We need to prepare ourselves that there may be spiritual attacks, there may be different things that come against us, but I am not going to stop. I am not going to slow down. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to press through. I am going to be like the Apostle Paul, and I am going to fight the good fight. Let me encourage you with a couple verses about this. 1 Peter chapter 5, 8, 9 says, be sober-minded, be watchful. For your adversary, the devil, prowls about like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. Resist him, firm in your faith. And so it's interesting. So even as we're going on this journey of purpose, and God's been talking to me a lot actually recently, and it's just one of the things, even coming into 2020, is I feel like we're coming into a time, and in this decade, it's a time of conquest, it's a time of taking ground, taking territory, but it's also a time of understanding that there's going to be some battles. There's going to be some pushbacks against us. So we want to be sober. We want to be watchful. We need to understand we do have an adversary, the devil. He has demonic forces, and they are prowling. They are looking for someone to devour. But what we need to understand is just because they're looking doesn't mean it's automatically going to happen. And so what God says is for us to resist him standing firm in our faith, or resist him being firm in the faith. If you and I are going to be people of destiny, purpose, and calling, if we're going to be people of holy ambition, we need to be prepared to stand firm in faith, to resist the enemy. I love what it says in James 4, verse 7. It says, submit yourself therefore to God. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. It didn't say submit to God, ignore the devil and he will flee from you. It didn't say submit to God and pretend the devil's not attacking you and he'll flee from you. No, we need to be aware. Okay, there's some attacks coming. There's some battles coming. I am going to stand firm. I'm going to resist and he is going to have to flee from me. And so I want to encourage you in this, like the Apostle Paul, destiny, calling, purpose, holy ambition is very connected to being prepared to fight the good fight. It's a good fight because Jesus has already won it. It's a good fight because we have the victory in Him. And it's a good fight because at the end of it all, it's worth it what we're fighting for, walking these things out that God has called us to. Amen? So once again, it's been an honor to be here with you. Have an amazing day. Keep listening. Keep seeking God. We're in the second half of this fast. You're closer to the end than you are to the beginning. Keep pressing in. Keep seeking God. Expect Him to speak to you because He wants to talk to you. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. God bless.